I can make it any bigger than that. I think that works. All right, let's we'll start with this one. Get things rolling. I'll talk to the camera for a second. So we're training for martial arts. We have to be careful not to think like too sports specific, because that would be just doing the martial art. When we're doing the kettlebells, typically when I start training people, their feet are square. But for martial arts, we usually don't have our feet square. Usually one foot is forward. So that's how we'll start. Even if you don't have a fighting stance, pretty much just take a step forward. The right heel naturally comes up, or the back heel. Sink down a little bit and raise your hands up, and there's your fighting stance. So from there, we'll reach for the kettlebell. The shoulders will be above the hips. Swing the kettlebell back. You'll chamber it, so I have some bend in my back leg, and then use that momentum from my legs for the press. So drop for the clean. So that helps build the balance. So when you're bringing the kettlebell back this way, it's kind of like you're fighting.
Yeah, there's that rotational movement too, right? It's like that slight rotation and chain.
So it's like, punching a giraffe, maybe.
Yeah.
A short giraffe.
Mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Let the back foot come up. So when you get the momentum from that back leg. Yeah, that's better. Let's see if I can move this handle. Get this bicycle out of the way. Don't let it keep the more in. Yep. And don't let it bend your wrist backwards. Sometimes we'll let it bend backwards a little bit on some other stuff, but not this one. Yeah. Yeah, just get the momentum from the legs. So what he was doing is having the kettlebell was out here. See how it's on this side of my hip? We want it to go over the hip. So it's real similar to the fighting stance, and it's just proper kettlebell technique. You're letting it torque out too much. Get right under the chin. You're not doing like, So we train our martial art after this session. We do 30-minute strength and power primer, and then practice martial art about 15 minutes later. So when you're doing your strength training before, you don't want to do so much that you get tired. You want to be stronger after your workout than before. It's Saturday morning, a little stiff, stayed up late, all that stuff. The idea isn't to just get in some long smoker CrossFit workout, laying on the ground in a puddle of sweat thing. It's just to get primed, to get things moving, feel some weight, and get into the flow. And you want to feel stronger. Because imagine if like you're, I'll talk for a minute, give him a little bit of break. So imagine like you're in the military person, or you have to protect your kingdom, which everybody does, right? If you have a house or apartment or a tent or whatever, or just yourself, you have to be able to protect yourself. So imagine there's like ninjas out there watching, and if they see, oh, these guys we could attack them now, but look at those weights they're lifting, they're getting really strong. We'll just wait till after their workout, then we'll attack them, and they'll be weak. So you want to be fresh after your workout also, so you can you don't smoke yourself out during your workout, so you can actually apply your martial art to whoever deserves it. Let's do a couple more at this weight, then we'll bump up a little bit, and then we'll do some other kinds of lifts. Cool. Right under the chin. Get a little more flow with it. You're still, yep. Fist right under the chin. Yep, even more. Yep. Yep. Let it sit and put pressure into the. Yep. That's better.
Cool, that feels good.
Yeah. So one of the simple ways, as I mentioned before, of applying kettlebell training to martial art is do the stuff from the fighting stance, having 1 foot forward. Also, training barefoot is good. So with the breathing, so there's like 2 schools of thought with the breathing they're basically opposites. One is like hard style, where on the way down you would breathe in and exhale when you're exerting the force, which is typically what you do with martial art. You don't usually breathe in when you're throwing the punch, you usually breathe out. So some kettlebell training is the opposite of that, more the sport style. Hard style is more like the martial art type of breathing. It's a biomechanical breathing match. So anatomical breathing match is like what you do in yoga class. So we're relaxing, so we lift our arms up, we inhale, exhale, going down. We're relaxing. So kettlebell sport, 10-minute sets, you have to stay relaxed. Hard style, you usually do less time, but as hard as you can each rep. So for this one, the breathing can be kind of, so getting used to that inhale, because if you're down here and you're going for a throw, then when I'm kind of down this way, I can build my tension for my throw. So we just want to think about like the breathing patterns. When you're doing high reps, your breathing pattern will likely be all over the place, especially at first. So let's do a few more of these, and then let's lift it into some heavier weights. That's better. That's a lot better. Just flow with it. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, feel that? Yeah. That's better. Yep. Yeah. All right. You can kind of like play around with like what the back heel does. Does it stay up the whole time, or do you sink down into it with the heel, sink the heel down, and then come back up? You can play around with both. Typically what I do is let the heel come down and then explode back up. So a lot of times we keep this kind of like warm-up set. So a lot of times we'll keep our reps pretty low. And when we're doing the primer for like before martial art practice, we don't want to just like burn out on 1,000 reps. So what we typically do is start out kind of light, and then work up to some like heavy singles, doubles, and go from there. So keeping with the 1 foot forward thing, are you even down? Did you even down?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we'll have it's too far away. So with 1 foot forward, doing deadlift. So it's like a Jefferson deadlift. So this would be me standing square, 1 foot back. So 1 foot is pointing forward, like it would be fighting stance. And then the back foot is more at a 45. So start that. That's 57 pounds each, and then we'll move up. You can be more squatty with it. Like,
it's my ankle mobility that's preventing that. Bad ankles from soccer.
So like, you're not doing it like unsafe or anything, but try to you're kind of doing this, and that's okay, but kind of like scoop under it, like wedge under it, like that, and then do a couple reps, switch sides, and then we'll move up. But there's nothing unsafe about what you're doing. Yeah, and you can turn that knee up. Make sure that back knee doesn't like torque in. Make sure the back knee this way. You're kind of doing this.
Okay, stay in alignment.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Yep.
Actually, it's because my left ankle, my right ankle's a little bit sore from yesterday. I had a soccer game yesterday.
Making sure your left ankle is the one you're talking about.
My right ankle's tight. It's like a little bit stiff from yesterday. My left ankle's better.
You keep raising your heel up. Try to drive through the whole foot to make sure your ankle stays planted. It's better. Yeah, just like wedging yourself underneath. Let's move up and wait. Grab like a it's both 32. Yeah. So this is 140. Yeah. Yeah. That looks good. Make sure you wedge under it. Like if it's a straight bar, like so imagine it's just a straight bar. The first thing I want to do is sit on it. Because then I know it's even. I don't actually go down that far.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the motion. I don't want to, this isn't bad. It's not like an unsafe thing if your back is in neutral. But kind of like sink, like scoop it up. Yeah. Yeah, and you can do it more squatty. Yeah. And you can even get your back leg into it more. Yeah. And you don't have to drag them all the way over. You can just grab next heel. And the weights don't have to be the same. Okay. Yeah. It's good to work with unbalanced load because that's the way